One Piece chapter 1037. Okay, so I'm just going to skip straight to the best part, the last two chapters. So the Gorosei mentioned that the Reverie was cursed this year, and that it was just awful, but they don't actually tell you what happened. They just move on saying Wano's more important, Robin is more important. The fact that they're still trying to capture her and not kill her means that they desperately want to get their hands on those ancient weapons still. And besides the ancient weapons, they're also very excited about the fact they're finally going to be able to get rid of Big Mom and Kaido. Then we skip over back to Wano, where the Navy and the CP agents, where a CP agent on a Dendemushi tells the Gorosei, or other people, it's unclear, that he sees a giant shadow moving towards them. And he has no idea what it is. It looks like an island, possibly. We skip back over to the Gorosei in mid-conversation, where the one that looks like Gorosei says, "That's impossible, that fruit is nothing but a legend even to us. It hasn't awakened in centuries." And then the Gorosei that everyone calls Sanji's uncle says, "How else do you explain the world government giving it a specific Devilfruit a unique name? They were hiding its true name from the annals of history." Then we skip back to the Navy at Wano, and there and behold is Zunisha, who traveled all the way to Wano. Unfortunately, because we cut in the middle of their conversation, we don't actually know what the name of this Devilfruit is called, or what it can do, or anything about it. But we're not even entirely sure if Zunisha is actually connected to it. But since the way it's laid out, unless Oda is trying to trick us, it would make sense that Zunisha is massively involved with this Devilfruit. Which makes me wonder, what is Zunisha? Like, he can't be a human who ate the elephant fruit because Spandam's sword has the elephant fruit. Not just that, but would anyone actually care if fruit was called the elephant fruit? No. So, was he an elephant that ate like an island fruit? That's not something that you would cover up. So even then, I have a hard time imagining that's what it is. I honestly cannot imagine what this Devilfruit is unless it involves some kind of special power, or maybe even Momo being like Blackbeard, who has two Devilfruits. It is possible maybe that Momo had an original Devilfruit that we didn't know about, one that gives him psychic power to control other living things, just like Otama's Devilfruit gives her the ability to control animals. So I can imagine that a better version of that would be the ability to control any living creature. Kind of like how the Magma Fruit is a better version of the Flame Fruit, and how the Chili Fruit is a better version of the Snow Fruit. But if they're not talking about that, if they're specifically talking about Zunisha itself, the Zunisha is the one with the Devilfruit, I have no idea what it could be. I mean, he's a giant elephant that has been wandering for over 1,000 years. Because people forget that the Minks have been living on Zunisha, for 1,000 years, but that's not when Zunisha started wandering. He's been wandering before then. They just discovered him 1,000 years ago and started living on his back. So, does this fruit give immortality? Does it make you grow? What does this fruit do? I do not understand. But apparently the Gorosei are freaking out to the point where one is desperate to say that this is not the real fruit. This is not something that's existed. This is a myth. And the other one is like, it clearly exists. We're seeing it right now. We need to deal with it. Well, the most important thing at the moment is that Zunisha is now here at Wano. And since he follows the will of Momo, the most likely thing that's going to happen is that he's not going to fight, but he's going to prevent Ogamashima from falling on the flower capital. And that's basically his role. His role is to basically carry the island out of the way to prevent Kaido from killing everyone. That'll be one less problem to deal with. Now all they gotta do is worry about the explosives. And the fire demon that's on its way to set the explosives off. But Yamato's on the job, and she has ice power, so I believe she's going to stop it from happening. She's either going to freeze the fire, or she's going to freeze all the explosives, and basically make them wet so they're unusable to explode. As for the rest of the chapter, it's completely a fight between Luffy and Kaido, where Kaido is having so much fun fighting a one-on-one fight that he decides to get just drunk. Luffy, of course, gets pissed off, saying that you better not use this as an excuse when you lose to me in this fight. And Kaido's like, shh, I don't get weaker when I get drunk. The man apparently goes through multiple phases as he gets drunk. The first one is laughing drunk, where he just goes completely apeshit and just smashes Luffy into the ground. He then transforms into a sad drunk, and literally then transforms into his dragon form, and he starts moping over the fact that he couldn't protect his castle from being destroyed by this war, and he's saying it's going to take him 5 years to have to rebuild the entire thing. He attacks Luffy with those wind blades of his in his dragon form as a sad drunk, and then Luffy deflects it with his haki. Kaido then transforms again into his hybrid form and also into a crying drunk and decides to do a Thunder Bagua on Luffy. But for the first time, Luffy dodges the Thunder Bagua, and he then counters and kicks him right in the face. Kaido then counters his counter by grabbing Luffy by the leg with his tail, and the two of them just headbutt each other. With a Conqueror's Haki headbutt, they don't even touch. Kaido then becomes an angry drunk, tries to borrow breath Luffy, he dodges, and then the two of them exchange a fury of blows, Luffy doing a rock gatling while Kaido doing a meteor shower. It's so nice to see a proper fight between these two. And I almost forgot the cover page. Germa 66 Cold-Blooded Voyage, Volume 2. Judge lets out a heavy sigh. It's Judge, Reiju, and I think it's Ichi? I can't really tell. All sitting on the castle as they finally escape from Big Mom. Okay, that is all for now. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up so you can get more content involving One Piece and other anime things, and I will see you next time.